Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
And
Yep, looks like
we're live. Yeah, we're up. All right.
Hi,
So,
everyone. Go ahead.
hello everyone. Sorry. Hello everyone. So I guess we're literally almost there. We're almost at the end of this event, and now it's the turn of one of the most obscure games, I think, on the list of runs that have been happening throughout this whole weekend. So, Mage, would you like to explain the people what this game is about?
Sure thing, Dan. Best way I can describe it, Robotech The New Generation was a mobile game that came out in 07 for, phones at the time. This is based off the third part of the franchise, which was in turn based off of Genesis Chamber, because Robotech actual legality and the whole complicated on that one. Thank you, 80s TV requirements needing 80 episodes, and Harmony Gold deciding to combine 3 different animes to create an overarching story that actually did work out. Anyway, this is based off the third game, so we'll get ready to start. This will be with Scott as our pilot, and it will be, well, on normal difficulty, because we want to enjoy this. This is being done via an emulator, sad to say, but this game is technically lost media because you can no longer buy it. I'll let y'all read, the little bits of text here and there. Timing does not start until the beginning of the first level. Also, do enjoy the actual animated sprites and everything like that.
Which is basically kind of rare for Java games, if I'm being honest. Like, compared to other games that I've tested out, yeah, this is actually really well made in that case.
It actually got I believe it was a 7.3 from IGN. So
yeah,
it is actually pretty good for its time, and it's also rare that it is actually an anime game that came out in the West, because Robotech and all. Anyway,
right.
We'll skip through this stuff here. No.
Alright.
So, timing starts whenever I hit the button to skip the last of this cutscene. So, 3, 2, 1. And there we go.
Alright, we're in, everybody.
I will also add that it is a little complex to some degree, just as far as getting the controls to work on this one, because I am playing it using an SNES D-pad with the auto button automatically firing automatically because it just starts that way.
Mm-hmm.
The simple fact is that I don't have to worry about much. However, it does not really want to recognize the other function buttons other than what the center key would be, so I have to swap over to keyboard. Anyway, this is a combination of a SMUP with some of the other stuff on it. You will see me try to get some full screen clears as best as I can, but we also want to go fast, so the fastest way to get things cleared out involves the transformation of our ship into something like this, but it slows down things. Also, I apologize if it doesn't look perfectly. Again, D-pad acting up, and the best way I've been practicing it is on mobile, because I can, and shoutouts to the ability to actually launch Java games on modern technology. Highly recommend checking out some of the stuff if you guys haven't ever done that.
Oh yeah, definitely recommend. If the Java era of like mobile games are, at least for me, some of the more interesting years of like mobile gaming, if I'm being completely honest.
Yep.
Like that's how companies like GameLoft, for example, started with, and there's some really interesting tie-in games too for the Java era of stuff. And that's for the first level.
Yep. We can skip cutscenes, although you may see me take a minute to actually take a second in order to skip it. That's because, as I said, control scheme-wise, I got it to recognize a D-pad as the number pad, and with the auto-fire, I don't really have to worry as much. And I say auto-fire because the fact of, because it was for mobile, they set it up so that way you do not have to fire, and that you only have to worry about transforming and missiles. But it would not recognize the missile button, so I'm having to actually reach over and hit keys on the keyboard alongside other stuff. Anyway, Scott here is the main protagonist of this, so we will have the story. Each of the characters has their own, well, not so much story, but, and if you see me move forward like that, that is me, that is actually the game recognizing the up arrow, the up button, even if it's not being hit. Because again, as I said, emulating Java is not as well fine-tuned as other consoles. Although I do highly recommend it or the Discord. I do have instructions on how to check out the game in and of itself on PC, and also how to play it on its native platform. Well, by native platform, I mean modern smartphones.
Basically the evolution of the native platform.
Yep. And again, sorry for moving forward on that one, but no joke, I wasn't joking when I said that it has some problems here and there. Anyway, let's skip the beginning cutscene here. We'll be getting to our first boss.
Oh, there it is. And that's that. So, if I remember correctly, right? In these kinds of games, you have to play with, in total, at least 8 buttons, if I remember correctly, right? 8 out of the 9 buttons.
Actually, more than that.
Oh.
You have the D-pad on that one, the center key. Yeah, actually, I would say 8 buttons.
Because you have the numbers like 2, 8, 4, and 6 to control the directions. Then you have 5 to shoot, and then you have the buttons 3 and 1 for the menus specifically.
Yes. Now
okay, so I was so far
the
off.
canisters you see me collecting here and there are what's known as canisters for protoculture. In this game, they basically let you transform. Which you'll see me saving that because it slows the game down slightly, makes everything a bit easier to hit. It also gives us a faster attack. But because it slows things down, you will see me use that here and there to help with clearing out a screen or two here and there, but you'll also note me not using it as much because you want to save that for the bosses, which is what the container in the lower bottom right corner is. That is how much I have. Also, in the bottom left corner, you see my missiles. You won't see me use them as much just because they, although they deal damage, it's only a small cluster of missiles.
Right, it's a limited amount of ammo.
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
That's what happens when I accidentally hit the button multiple times. Anyway, with our second boss here, we're going to also say hi to one of the buffs that I've been saving. You have a list of what each one does off the top of my head, so you can let them know how I got that bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, remind me, how did you... Oh, right, it saves between levels, the canisters you've been saving on.
Yes, it saves between them on that one. So, essentially, I've wanted to make sure to save those up. Also, that's the first true mission complete. Scott just reached Earth, and he really does not like it because considers it a lot harder to see visibility.
Right. This is the part when you get like stuff on the background trying to like get in your way too, outside of the enemies.
Yes.
Right? Well, technically that also happened with the meteors back there, but now it's even more prominent because you have stuff on the foreground.
Yeah, making
Also
it harder to see on that one. And with emulation, and it'll give this to the Japanese restream to understand this. It does not do well with showcasing the transparencies for some things. And I generally practice this on the playing this on mobile where it is a bit easier. you'll notice it big time towards the 5th mission's boss, where I have to avoid things.
Yeah.
And when it barely registers the actual transparent layers when you're trying to avoid things, it makes it a bit harder. I've got the game currently capped at 30 FPS because trying to figure out the exact original frame rate on modern phones is a bit harder. So I just figured, set something that it probably was matching and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, moving there, you'll see me, as I said, moving sometimes to do that to clear out some of the enemies. Because it slows it down slightly, but it also lets me have an increased rate of fire. Although, shoutouts to having some good kick-ass music.
Oh yeah, I've been enjoying the music, honestly.
And we'll get rid of all these, moving left and right.
Yeah, 9-hit combo. So the combo system works for the amount of hits you get on enemies, or the enemies actually just getting destroyed?
I got no clue. Anyway, we'll skip the cutscene, and these mines here are able to actually deal damage to me, so you will see me prioritize getting rid of them versus killing enemies sometimes, because they also drop health. And just to show, like, how much damage it could deal, you can immediately see just how much it tanks damage and health. Anyway, we want to get rid of these guys here because their lasers are a pain in the arse. Fly down here.
Just for context, for those who might not know, the health is the one bar, the green bar that it's literally on the bottom alongside the life counter too.
Yes. And to give some context to story-wise, it's hard to remember exactly everything with the third part of Robotech. Oh, I should say Genesis Chamber, but as I said, it is a pain to remember like 3 different story bases of anime, you know, just to explain everything on that one. But the invid being the enemies from Genesis Chamber. Also, you'll see me pick up the 3rd upgrade here. Each character actually does start at a different level of upgrades. With Scott, you start at the 1st level. With, I forget if it's Rock or Rand, one of them starts with the 2nd level, and the other starts with the 3rd. Which is why 3 distinct categories for this one, because not only do each one have their own specialty attack, again, that also changes how you would play each character, because starting at like level 3 here, meaning the actual weapon level, you can immediately start to notice just like how much quicker you can deal damage outright. And we'll want to position here.
Right. Also, outside of just having the different levels of weapons, if I remember correctly, you mentioned that they don't have the story, like the story cutscenes and stuff. They can just skip those and just straight up to gameplay.
Yep. And if you notice, just like how I just used the first set of missiles here, Scott's missiles are good, but they don't deal a lot of damage. They are not full screen, you know, clearing stuff like you would want. So you won't see me use them as much. And there's our 1st level boss for this area.
Alright.
I'll set it up to be able to skip the cutscene quick. And again, we're going to get rid of all these. And hopefully pick up more of the protocol chambers. Well, canisters, I should state. Which, the Invid Swarm is basically the high-mind enemies, if I'm remembering correctly. And I'll do my best on that one. The Japanese stream will probably get more information, hopefully, from DBK. Shoutouts to him. Also doing my best.
Chat is saying, one person in chat is saying, I love seeing Lost Media being returned to the light of day.
Yes, I've been trying. I mean, I highly recommend that one, and one of the things I like to say about speedrunning sometimes, because, you know, I'm a fan of some of the stuff, speedrunning Lost Media. I mean, it's preserving the media in your own way. Because you could probably find, you know, casual playthroughs of some of the Lost Media, but probably never a speedrun. So showcasing something like that is a good way to help preserve like some of the interesting tech or possible glitches or other stuff that most people may not have ever encountered.
Right, it's another fun way to of preserving lost media outside of just having a video. You also have like a proof that it can be like mastered in some degree to just basically break a world breaker.
Yeah, and also lets players just experience, just how cool a game could be showcased at a high level. I mean,
like, look at this. This is a mobile game. You will think this is just another arcade game, like for the the SNES or something, but nah, this is on a phone, an old brick phone. If that makes any sense. Well, not specifically those, but you get what I mean.
Probably, if you're lucky, beginning touchscreen.
Yeah.
But if not, still, I wouldn't say. Probably
this is for like the Nokia phones specifically, if I remember correctly. Those flip phones.
Flip phone, or like Motorola Razr, or like just a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, boss fight.
Yep.
Was this for the Nokia Engage?
No.
No, I don't think.
No, it wasn't for the Taco phone.
The Engage games are specifically tailor-made for it, if I remember correctly.
They are. And it has an actual better emulator, too.
Yeah.
And
I'm guessing that's part of the course when you get a phone that was made to be also a handheld console, too.
Yes.
Also, that's the second boss.
Yep.
Out.
This is why, best way you can tell whenever a level is over, I will lose most of my upgrades.
Yeah, I see that. You dropped them right before leaving.
Yep.
Oh, alright.
And as I said, with some of the missiles, like, you will notice that I don't use them as much, because just to showcase an example of just, like, how bad they are, that's base level 1. So, if that's just for the, bare minimum level, I mean, once you get to the second level, it does give you a bit more missiles. In level 3, you have a small cutscene saying that you're launching them. Although, shoutouts to the fact that a lot of the Macross and Robotech games... Well, Macross more than Robotech, because Robotech's barely had any, but them mostly being shmups.
Yeah.
Also, shoutouts to the latest one in Shooting in Sight. Game I've actually been busting my ass off to make look good. Shoutouts to me actually trying to grind that into GDQ's second submission period. Here's a hint. If you like if you're a fan of Macross, pester them on Twitter and let them know you want to see it.
Yeah, if you want a game to be seen, might as well post about it everywhere you can.
Yes. And Shooting in Sight being the first game of Macross to actually come out in the US, but that's on a separate subject. Anyway, we'll be getting rid of all these. Dancing around the enemy. Setting ourselves up, because we want to get rid of the laser enemy more than the others, because they deal more damage.
Yeah. Alright, that's a level complete.
Yep. Skip the cutscene. We'll position ourselves just so we can get rid of some of the enemies. You'll see me every now and then pull out the Battleoid mode for the giant laser enemies. This is when you will see me actually swap to using the sort of the stuff on that one, and I do apologize with some of the control pieces on it. Again,
it's a little bit of a complicated setup, but it makes sense for the stream this time around.
Yeah, because again, I practice, using my actual Galaxy, because it just works out better. That way I don't have to be perfect on that one. And sorry about that. Slightly bit off on the location of it. And you can see sometimes just how me moving forward to try to pick up some stuff will default to moving on that one. And I won't be using the setup for it because what I just picked up is something that actually gives me more attack power in Battloid, so I want to try to save that for the boss if I can.
Yeah, you're shooting missiles too. There.
Yes. Because
Alright.
upgrades. Just move over slightly there.
Oh,
Cutscene.
cutscene
boss.
and boss fight.
Yep.
Oh, the bosses are getting smaller.
Yep. And you can also see just like how quickly I am just starting to lay waste to their health with that.
Yup.
Which
Done.
And with level 3, I will show off something cool. Also, this is where you start to have to deal with some of the enemy stuff on it. Let's get some...
Right.
This is when you get, like, a full...
Missile.
But it only does, like, that much, so...
Right.
It's like... And that's only at level 3. So, clear out the side cannons. Because it can, although prioritizing some of that versus the health and the like. I mean, as I said, I can slow down on it, but you want to try to make it look good for y'all.
Plus, it wouldn't be a speedrun if we slow down, right?
Yep. Except when we can deal more damage by slowing down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that technically also sacrifices speed for basically a better runtime.
Yeah, but also the slowdown also gives you more firepower, so also avoiding the giant rocks in the center.
Yup. I see that some of them are kind of glitching, or they just making bigger just as it is in the game itself.
What do you mean, the rocks or what?
The rocks. Yeah, the rocks. No, like they start like spikes, but then just grow into a platform.
No, they are essentially something that I can run into.
Ah.
So that's why you're seeing me avoid them. In fact, there's an entire stage where there's no pickups at all, other than just avoiding the giant rocks.
Ah. A member in the chat is saying, fun fact, slow runs exist and I cannot read. Are ironically really funny. Yeah, sometimes they can be. Ooh.
And because that boss is easily killed, you can get in close and avoid its attacks, so... Point-blank damage. Because the fact of having a giant hitbox and being able to get stuff off the screen as fast as anything means it's a lot easier to kill an enemy.
Right. And there goes the upgrades.
Yep. And now, this stage, you want to... You feel like you talk through it because I gotta avoid everything in here.
Oh yeah. This is the part of the game that basically it starts throwing every single obstacle at you, and you move, as you can see, really fast. So it will be ideal for this part to just focus.
To be more precise, it's every one of those things here. If I hit them, I don't die, but I lose a chunk of health, just like that.
Yeah, but it will be best to avoid almost all of them. Oh, there is. It's a very short level.
Yes, it is.
Ah, cool.
It's short, but you also want to avoid everything because it also does not give you healing.
Yeah, it's not like the mines.
Oh. Yes, where it will give healing.
Okay, now it's the part that you shoot enemies.
Yep.
Okay.
Want some missiles there. Swap that there. Move that there. Try not to have the controller stick.
Nope.
Did I mention that I'm using a one of the official Nintendo SNES controllers that they did for the Switch? So anybody that has those, you know how good they can be. And the fact that this one has some problems to it, so just tell you about the emulator.
Ah.
Because again, emulating Java games on a PC is a bit hard. I highly recommend people check out some of the old mobile games because they are quite fun. Just like this one. There's also some that are not fun, but at the same point, you know, it's worth showcasing just like some of the good ones.
Yeah.
Move that there, move there. Move there, slowly pick off some of them. Move here. Ah. That's one of those, like, I could not get over to it fast enough in time because of positioning.
I see.
And I can pop some of those stuff to do it, but...
And there it is.
You can usually tell when a boss is coming because of the music change slightly.
Yeah, the music change and you're not leaving the level.
Yep.
Okay, almost done.
And sadly on that one, played a bit too greedy. Positive note, we do get some of the stuff back.
Right. This is the part where you mentioned me. Yeah, you recover some of the upgrades, not all of them.
Yes, and...
Which is fair. And there it is.
Yep.
Done so.
If you notice some enemies pop in, that's, again, a product of emulation. But again, I actually have instructions, wink wink nudge nudge, on how if anybody wants to try this game out on our Discord, which is the standard Anime Speedrun community Discord. Highly recommend checking it out.
Yup.
For not only that, but also if you check on Google, they do have apps to launch the stuff. And kind of hard to hit those enemies below. Missile salvo here. Because I want to get rid of those because I'm low on health. Avoid that there because, again, low on health.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Health. Okay, cool.
Again, prioritizing health versus score here. Sorry, Smup fans, but health via level. Health via score. At least in my opinion, for some things. You try to not let it get to that one, but when it does... at least this isn't as bad as shooting Insight, where you only have one life.
Yeah.
You have infinite continues, but you only have one life and no health pickups. Which is why that run is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's also why the actual auto-recovery is allowed in the speedrun, because of the fact that it slowly lets you regain health over time, but it's in set intervals. So, versus just... I mean, there's some ways to get health back with little bits at the end of each mission, but... And I think one of the music power-ups does that as well, but apart from that, it's like... You carry over the same amount of health from each stage. Although, taking a death sets you back to the beginning of a level. In that game, it still is fun, and the music's amazing.
And speaking of like translating from one level to another, I don't know if I've noticed wrong something, but you also do that here. Like you translate your health from the previous level to here, right?
No, but what's sad, you get a full power up with that one, and crap on that one. Because I immediately started at the wrong. I started in the boss instead of, you know, properly locating myself. I took a death there. Because being greedy is a pain.
Yeah, but it's worth it. You ended up finishing the boss really quickly.
Yep, and this should be the end of this level.
Mission complete.
I wish it would actually tell you on that one, but it doesn't, so we're just gonna wait here. You notice me also trying to remember, well, not much remembering, but making sure to go for certain spots for cutscenes, so that way I can skip ahead and not have to fly to certain locations. Now, this is the stage I was talking about, not this particular stage, but the boss
But
for this
it's-
stage.
Ah.
You can
that
just start to
here's
see like
where-
how the clouds are and how hard it is to see the transparency stuff through it.
Yes.
On
I
mobile,
can still see it, but it's a little
not
hard,
as
yeah.
good.
Oh.
Now, when you get to the parts where you have to actually take out multiple enemies, and don't mind me, I wanted to take out these giant laser enemies because of things. And when you see, as I said before, moving forward, that is me not doing that. That is more control of the emulator. Because I'm trying to
Gotcha.
stick down to the lower part of the D-pad, but for some reason it does want to stick on some things. Pick up those.
Ah.
We're basically entering in the closer range to it. Want to get rid of those. Take out those. Get our upgrade. You'll see me actually prioritize picking up more of the more of the protoculture here because of the boss for this being a two-part style boss.
Ooh.
With the way the health is for it, we want the protoculture to be able to slow it down and deal out a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Move there, get rid of all of them. Position ourselves just so we can get through there.
Level complete. There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
Still not boss time yet. You'll be able to tell with that one. Move there,
Yeah.
move there. Again, I still highly recommend checking this game out. It is... The fact that it is lost media, but yet at the same point you can still see it as a good speedrun. It is just
It's amazing.
It's also pretty
is
simple and easy to learn, and the game itself, especially because there are launchers to play it on mobile devices, can make for that fun style game that you want to, that you can do instead of like something like Subway Surfers or, for me personally, Fire Emblem Heroes. Shout outs to that game. Or Pokemon Go, or take your pick of those type of games. I'm pretty sure we all have the one or two of them that we use. This just happens to be a good game that you can practice as a speedrun. Which does actually make it quite fun.
Yeah. Again, if you wanna try out either a speedrun of this game or any other of the games that were shown on the event so far, you can just always join the Discord. People are always happy to help out and guide you through stuff.
It's not only that, but it's the whole fact of the anime speedrun community. I believe DBK pointed this out before, how we have almost as many members as some of the other really large communities that just... And we're just basically one of the ones that do not get respect. For those old movie fans out there, if you recall the old comedian Rodney Dangerfield's line about no respect.
Hmm.
Anyway, we'll get rid of all of them. I want to quickly grab this because we're getting closer to the end of the stage.
Which means closer to there you go.
Yep.
The boss.
Although not the main boss for this mission.
It's just the second boss.
Yes.
Well, technically the first of this stage, but yeah.
Yep. And I'll launch a missile salvo quick.
Okay. You're melting through the health, which, by the way, it's on the top. It's on the top left, and it's gone.
Yep. Because, yep. Low health left, but still just enough to be able to maintain the second stuff.
Oh.
So we're getting into the next part of the mission.
Right. Next level.
Which now you can start seeing the buildings that are, because we're in like the ruined part of Earth, flying to Reflex Point, aka the part where the Invid mothership is on Earth. And those buildings there are what we want to try to avoid, because they deal a lot of damage.
And there's a lot of them.
So you'll see me legitimately moving slowly to not only avoid them, but also pick up enemy kills. So move that
So you
there.
can have the item and health to...
The next mission is the most likely chance of me actually taking a death. Well, apart from actually picking far enough along, to actually having a boss spawn in on top of me.
Right.
But this is where I really do want to have a full set of protoculture and transformation going into the boss.
You wanna save up your power-ups specifically for the next boss. It's going to be a tough one. Yeah. Also save some lives for it.
Yes, and apparently running into a wall. Because again, need to pick up those. Luckily, we were not at the end of a mission where we could choose to not have that happen. But again, in this one, I'm prioritizing staying alive versus going for a high score here. Because as you can start to see, like how hard it is to see through the clouds.
Right, in between the clouds and the buildings being smaller than other hazards that have been on previous levels, it's making it difficult to just pretty much move.
Yes, and I believe we are now on the boss.
Alright, here we go, everybody. Yes, boss fight music.
Yeah, so you see
that? Yep, yeah, I see it. I'm about to... There we go.
Yeah, that's just the first part of the boss.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, you see why I wanted to save this.
Yeah, I see it specifically because of the
the
spheres
buildings
that are really the buildings, the spheres, everything is just piling up, like buildings, clouds, the boss itself.
Yes.
Everything is just piling up. Yeah, good thing you saved some lives there.
Yes.
This might be this is one of the run enders.
Not too much enders. If we die, the game is generous at letting you start at the beginning of the stage.
Okay.
With no upgrades.
But you start at the beginning.
Yes.
The thing is, I don't think there is a way to get the upgrades, is it?
It does give you some to start with.
Ah.
But not as much as what we have here.
Right. Might as well take it out as quickly as possible.
Yep. Avoid the enemy's attacks, pick up the upgrades where we can. We're at the point where we no longer get any of the stuff, and after a while you do not get any more of the upgrades, and you can't hit through anything except for the attack. You can't hit through the shield.
So your only opening is after the attack of the boss.
Yes.
And it's literally one hit. There we go.
That's definitely worth the applause there, because you see, you take at least one death, and that's playing it nice. That one can actually go south pretty bad. And we are now at reflex point, or essentially the inner ship.
Oh, perfect.
So we'll want to go through there, slowly move there. Do that there, get a full screen clean. With a full screen clear if we can. So we'll dodge these, slowly moving there. Sorry to our other streamers if it doesn't look perfect, but again, at this point it's more about just conserving lives and making sure we get through things. And again, controls. So let's launch that there, get that there, fire another set of missiles, get some health pickups. Resistant just so. And let's entertain the crowd a little bit by getting a full screen clear there.
Hey, there we go.
Gotta show the fans what we can do.
Yeah, you need to show off a little. Why not?
I mean, the advice they gave was wanting to see some more green clears and stuff like that, so, here y'all go.
Yeah. There you go. Plus, it helps out with the points and the pickups.
Not just that, but also the tiniest bit of lag, but, the game actually really does not have much lag, all things considered.
Which is impressive for a shoot 'em up on a mobile phone.
Yeah, like... We're on to the next stage on that one. Move there, get rid of those. Move slightly back and forth so we can pick up all the enemies there.
There we go.
Get rid of those because it looks more impressive to get rid of those. The other enemies will circle around. Again, sorry for the possibility of some things. I'm not joking when I say, like, I can hold down, but it will sometimes just force holding up. And by that I mean, like, if I hold up and then let go, it will still just continue to treat it as if I was holding up. This does not actually happen in the, if played on a smartphone.
It's either input lag or a glitch on the control.
I think it's emulator. I think it's
Control
emulator on that one versus everything else on that. As I said, it is one of those things, like, it is not present when I play it on a smartphone.
Huh. I think we just saw the highest combo count you had on the run so far, which is 22.
I think I saw 30 earlier, but even then. Oops, don't want to start in that, because we really do want to hold off on the game's final boss is actually one of those things where we can tear through them using the protoculture, so we will be effectively doing that. And in this case, I wanted to get rid of the giant lasers versus the side enemies, because full screen attacks...
Those are more okay with convenience, yeah.
Yeah, that's when it's like, what is more important? Getting rid of the thing that's taking over half of your screen, or going for actual side enemies? Some people will say swag with the side enemies and avoid stuff. Me, I'll state I will take out the thing that is probably got a better chance of killing me.
Unless you really need some pickups, yeah, just take out the things that are covering the screen. Especially the lasers.
Yes.
Also, Alu in chat is saying, I could imagine the emulator is getting value flipped somewhere.
The thing is that it's, as I said, like, mobile emulators, especially for Java, are not perfect.
Yeah.
In fact, it doesn't even support BizHawk, which is the thing that Tassers use for a lot of things. So that should tell you something.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay, boss fight.
Yep. And nicest thing about this boss is you will see me hug one side only. This is purely because, honestly, by the way, we're at the final boss.
Yeah.
You'll see me actually just hug one side only because the boss's pattern goes from one side to the other side. So it's just faster to just wait there and just unload everything you can.
Basically, it takes the it stays more time on the sides than anything else, so it will be ideal that you stay on the sides so
also,
you can wail on him
time.
As much as possible. Time! Woo!
And nearly deathless on that one. Hold on a minute. What was my final time?
41? 41 minutes?
And
I'm not sure about the seconds, but GG's.
hold on a minute, let me see. 41:55. Not bad.
Yes.
A couple seconds off world record, but that's more of just like, because it's all about, for like this type of thing, just maximizing just how much you deal damage with and positioning on the bosses on top of just survival.
Yeah. But it was a good run, though. A
Yes, it
really
was.
good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
very nice work, Mageius. That was great, dude. And it was really cool to see just a lost media game like this. I was excited to see this once we had accepted it because, you know, you don't see Java games very often at all as is, especially not those that are as well made and, you know, as cool of like a shoot 'em up type of game as this one. So thank you very much for showing that off for us. And Den, thank you for assisting on commentary as well. Is there anything you guys want to promote yourselves or any shout outs or anything you guys want to give before we move on?
Mageius, go first.
I'd like to shout out the Anime Speedrun community for allowing me to show this. I'd also like to shout out myself on twitch.tv/Mageius1, where I've basically been grinding the hell out of Macross Shooting Insight. I still need to add more of the characters to the leaderboard, but again, it is what it is. As I said, I'm grinding the hell out of that one just because GDQ has a second submission period for SGDQ later this month. Games passed February 14th. The game came out March 10th. Does that fit a window for something?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
Hopefully you get in, man. That is a really cool game as well, and it's been cool, you know, watching you document how you're grinding it down and everything.
It's got amazing music.
Yes.
Plus also,
Yes, it does.
Plus also, Macross is coming out to the West later in the year. Thank you, Disney Plus. Almost everything is getting dropped on that one.
It's so cool. It's like a renaissance for Macross right now over here.
Yes. So, honestly, highly recommend checking out some of that one. It's also the first game that's coming out to the West from that franchise, which is a positive note, although it's still only in Japanese text. It is getting an English translation officially and will be released later in the year. And yes, I could enter a name in, but it is a pain to actually even just try to get, like, you know, the stuff to work with this one. So
Yeah, you need to type it on a numpad.
Yes. Yes. Let's see.
Hey, it's all good.
So
But
good.
how about you, Den? Is there anything you wanted to shout out or promote?
Outside of myself, I also stream on my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the
There we
nearest
go.
den with 2 N's. I usually just play games, and I also host a talk show podcast about video games. So if you're interested in hearing two nerds just talk about video games for about an hour or two, feel free to visit my channel. And also, if you want to run any of the games you've seen today, or any other anime adjacent games that you feel interested in just showing up your skills at it, feel free to join the community. It's a very welcoming one.
Yes, and as I said, I've made sure, like, almost every Robotech game has a leaderboard, and how, you know, Mo willing to help with all that one, and even with all the Macross games that have game leaderboards as well. So
Thank
feel
you
free
so much.
to enjoy, you know, like this and a lot of other great games.
Thank you, and thank you, Mageius, for being a great moderator for the Macross and Robotech series as well. You guys don't have to worry about anything when it comes to those games and submitting, because Mageius has your back. But yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate the run and the commentary. That's great work.
Not a problem.
I'm gonna go ahead and get us set up. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and get us set up for the next run, which is Sword Art Online co-op run. So thank you guys once again, and we'll be signing you off.
All right. Thank
Bye,
you,
all.
everybody. See you later.